Welcome to the most forward-thinking, inspirational podcast in this reality. The show designed to challenge everything we've been taught. If you've ever felt there had to be more to life, more to existence, then you're listening to the right podcast. Time to open your mind and dive in. This is the Mental Mastery Alliance podcast.
And here we go.
Ladies and gentile folk. This is episode 329. I think I called it 327 twice in a row. Or I rearranged the episodes. I don't know. I can't keep up with absolutely everything. Even though it's kind of my job. Nah. A lot of this stuff, a lot of the production that we do, I am, for the most part, a one-man show when it comes to the podcast. It took me years to get here. It took me an entire staff to figure it out. But for the most part, I really love the technical side of things. Now, I am getting older. There is that. I'm aging. I don't know if any of you are experiencing this. But sometimes my mind forgets some things. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is another beautiful Monday. I don't know what the weather's doing out there, but on the day that you're listening to this. But I'll tell you what, I don't even know what it's doing out there right now, but we're sticking with beautiful. God dang. I want to talk a little bit about my journey, what I'm doing. Well, I don't necessarily need to talk about what I'm doing. More what I'm experiencing, which is dieting. My fat ass is doing its best to lower intake, change foods, be aware, fucking read labels, understand what I'm supposed to be eating. And I'm standing in the grocery store t'other day, and it dawns on me, because again, my brain works a little bit differently. It dawns on moi that we are clearly the only mammal on this planet. On this planet, this floating space, or the space ball. We are the only mammal on space balls that balls into space. Infinite and growing, ever expanding space. Infinite space balls in space. Space balls. That read the ingredients in your fucking food. I just pictured a fox bolting through the forest, eating whatever it eats, and then stopping and being like, I don't know if I should eat this. I mean, I've already had 3 of them. Do I need the 4th, whatever it is I eat as a fox? Sometimes I eat berries because I'm a fox. And other times I eat rabbits because I'm a fox. I wonder what the gluten content of this fucking rabbit is. There's way too much sugar in these berries. It's going right to my hindquarters. And it just dawned on me. Like, it just slapped me in the face like a turd of hurdles. And I can't quite put my finger on it, but it also ties into the money aspect of things. And it's like, how do we get here? How do I need a meal plan? Can I blame somebody for making me fat? How come I'm fat and you're skinny? How is this tied to vaccines? Why does everything have to be tied to vaccines? We've been inoculated. We've been vaccinated. We got booster shots. We got jabbed up the yin-yang when we were kids. We didn't have a choice. We didn't know what was going into our bodies. Our parents didn't know. This is a relatively new thing. I don't know of any other creature that sticks needles into their babies, baby. And when you start asking these questions, when you start thinking about these things, people around you are like, hey, man, don't ask any questions. Don't worry about vaccines. Remember polio? Blah, 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 blah. The talking heads regurgitate talking points, and you feel like an asshole for asking questions. Ha ha! Society! Nope. It just kind of blew me away. Humans are the only animal that need a meal plan. Every animal eats what nature provides without second guessing. Only humans, supposedly the smartest, are confused by what we eat. The absurdity of diet fads versus instinctual eating. I mean, yes, people are going to come at me and be like, hey, man, it's not like I'm driving my way to work and I can just pull my Cadillac over and go into the forest and grab a rabbit and start ripping it apart. No, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. You can't do that. Obviously, fucking Richard. But what can you do? Well, you can do something. We're supposed to do something. We were fucking born to do something. I'll tell you right now, you weren't born to eat McDonald's. Ugh. 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 But it's so tasty. It's so addictive. There's a place out here. There's a place out here that I have to thank my good friend Ben, who is an absolute fitness Nazi. The guy goes ham. He's one of the best bodies I've seen on a man. The guy's just one giant, solid walking muscle. And so he goes ahead and eats the Dave's Hot Chicken and introduces me to the Dave's Hot Chicken. Well, little does he know, I've got a food addiction. And this Dave's Hot Chicken is like crack. I'll tell you this right now. If you're listening to this show and there's a Dave's Hot Chicken in your town, this is not a paid ad, but go get a piece of that chicken. It's so funny. I mean, even this is like slight anger in my voice with regards to the manipulation. And yeah, I've been tricked. I've been fooled. But the only reason you're tricked and fooled is to figure it out. And once you figure it out, you're like, what are you going to do with it now that you know? You know, and this is the real fun of life, because it's really down to you. It's the war that you now wage with yourself with, okay, I know better. Or do I know better? Or can I look into things? But I mean, intrinsically and instinctively, you know better. I know better. But Dave's Hot Chicken is delicious. Now, I'm saying this because it's hilarious, because I'm like, man, don't eat McDonald's. Now, there's also a lot of really weird statements going around about McDonald's that, you know, there's fucking human meat in the food. There's definitely horse meat in there. And then you think to yourself, oh my God, there's horse meat in McDonald's. And then you're like, well, why the hell would I eat a cow, but I wouldn't eat a horse? Like, what? Why? What the hell is the difference in the meat? You know, what line in the lineage of animals do we be like, this one's cute and can live in the house. This one's cute and can live in the house, but it's also bacon. Holy shit. This one's fat, so we're going to eat that. But this one pulls things, and we get to go bareback riding. Also, on a side note, I think the word back in horseback riding is redundant. I don't know. What? Can you go horseback eating? Hey, Clydesdale, ride me over to that table there where your friend that you were just chatting with yesterday is part of the spaghetti sauce. That's a bit peculiar. It's just another thing to think about. They've got this thing to me was like, are we going to go ahead and say that food is a trap? Are we going to go ahead and say that it's the medical procedures and the people that are making money off your sickness? This is why we got sick in the first place? Are we going to say that all of this stuff was invented for convenience and humans just got out of control with it? Are we going to say that? No, but humans are 100% the result of their influence, which is such a weird thing to say too, because once you break free from your influence, you're now a cancer to society. Well, there's another one, cancer. Because you go against the grain, and the people that are dead asleep are listening to you, and they're wondering. And they're saying, you are crazy. You are crazy. You ever been called crazy by somebody who's got McDonald's on their breath? Like, that's a weird thing. I'll tell you that right now. Also says the guy that's got Dave's Hot Chicken on his breath. But there's just something so wrong about McDonald's. And I'm not bashing McDonald's. I mean, if McDonald's wants to come at me, you know, I've got this breath. Just hold on, wait a second here.
Disclaimer. If you're going to soundbite any of this podcast, you must soundbite it in its entirety for consistency and context.
Can you imagine I got sued by McDonald's? That'd be like amazing. Like, we're suing you for millions. Amazing. So now I'm going to get total press coverage and everyone's going to listen to the show and so many people are going to be awake and I'm not going to pay you a single penny. Good luck making me afraid of you with your money because money's bullshit. Well, you're not going to say money's bullshit when they take your house and you take it. Just move, leave the country, get another house somewhere. Have fun. God damn, people make everything so complicated. Everybody is so, do you know how easy it is to convince yourself out of doing something? Fuck. My God. I'm on a multitude of tangents today. It's going to be a good day. When do I normally upload these? Usually around 3:33 p.m. Eastern. So, I mean, they get recorded at different times for sure. But this is bright and early in the morning. What time is it now? 6:30 a.m. Holy Juniper. He's on one, ladies and gentlemen. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, food. You see, I also don't believe in money. I don't believe in money the way they've delivered it. I don't believe that all of these people are doing all of these things for money. I don't believe in the statement, follow the money. Follow the money. The same bastards that are doing these weird things, and again, I'm going to say that because it's a fun thing to say, these bastards. But I don't believe in somebody out there, a higher power out there screwing you. I don't believe that this is a negative experience. Bottom line, yeah, I'm fat, but Jesus Christ, am I ever a personality to mess with? I am very entertaining. I don't think my weight changes the way I appear to the world. I'm not insecure. I think that my weight changes the way I'm going to function when I'm 70 years old, so I have to do something about it now because that's part of the process. That's part of the game that we're playing. I didn't think when I was in my 20s and hacking a pack of darts a day that it was a big fucking deal, right? But there was a point in time where I'm like, hey, man, I've seen these older gentlemen, these older ladies with the COPD and with this shit, and I'm like, there are far worse things than dying young. My dad died at 60 from smoking, and that didn't even deter me. I'm like, he died. Who cares? Not like he died, who cares? But like, it's like, oh, well, he smoked right up until the day he died and then he was gone. You know, there was no existential pain. I mean, there was for a few months. Physical pain, not existential. I'm sure there was lots of existential pain. Where do I go? But then it's like, you know, everybody checks out of here. So death wasn't a motivator for me. But living with COPD, I was like, I fucking do not want that for me. So I just quit smoking. And here's another fun fact with regards to kind of what we're talking about. The number one taxed industry in North America is cigarettes. At least it was, I think, 6 years ago. I don't know if people are still smoking in droves, but I would assume there's a lot of smokers. And the number two most taxed industry, you ready for this, ladies and gentlemen? Drum roll, please. Do you have any ideas? I'll let some dead air sit for a minute. What is the number two most taxed industry? The quitting smoking industry. Correct. So all the self-help books and all the patches and the gums and the whatever the hell they call it, the powders and the chews, and the vapes and the stuff you stick in your lip now and all of this shit. This is the number two taxed. I think it's probably number one now. I have a feeling vaping, which when it was released was supposed to help you quit smoking. But now people are like, I don't smoke. That's disgusting. But I vape. And they don't think anything about it because guess what? Smoking was banned everywhere. Vaping you could do quietly whenever you want. Because it's not as invasive. It's not as intrusive. So big tobacco, big nicotine gets their product into you. No problem. I mean, honestly, this was the greatest deception. This is a whole other podcast, the vaping thing. Vaping was introduced to you and me as a quit smoking aid. We've added nicotine to help you understand, that, you don't need the cigarettes and you can do this and you can put it out and you don't have to blah, blah, blah. You can get your hit of nicotine. You can get your fix. Vaping is a lot easier. It's better for you, blah, blah, blah. Vape. Popcorn lung nicotine injected. Love it. Oh, stick the nicotine straight in your ass. Today, kids are picking up the vape with the nicotine in it because they think it's cool. Just like we picked up the cigarettes because we thought it was cool. And remember, 4 out of 5 doctors recommend Cool's tobacco. You're not cool unless you're cool. 4 out of 5 doctors recommend a Newport Slims. Have you tried menthol? Come on. Fuck. It's not about the money, ladies and gentlemen. It is about making you lethargic. It is about making your brain go to mush. It's about making you not understand who you are and what you're truly capable of. Good God, I can go on for hours. I barely even touched on this. Well, I've quite touched on the food episode, but I wasn't expecting to go into the nicotine thing, but it's all part and parcel with the same thing. Don't follow the money. These bastards that invented all this shit invented money to also keep you from paying attention to who and what you're supposed to do. If you're chasing money, you're not chasing purpose. But if you're chasing purpose and subsequently earning money, which is an intentional design, well, now you live freely inside this world and you help yourself break free from every single thing that the third dimension has offered to slow you down, which is kind of the meaning of life, because now you're utilizing the tools in and within the environment which you chose to come to, #soul contracts, to better yourself, better your understanding, better the population's understanding. You're utilizing your gifts, your ability to think, your ability to process differently than the masses, than the sleeping masses. You're using your waking up journey to help other people. Me personally, I do it to help other people become less anxiety filled, less depressed, less this, less that, more focused on self. And I get paid to do it. So when you're no longer focusing on desperately working for money, you get to focus on how you can become a better version of yourself, which will help other people that need you, because you become a stepping stone for other people, which may sound strange, but you're the gateway. There are tons of people in my life that helped me get to where I am through YouTube videos, this, that, and the other thing, that have completely disappeared and that just live normal everyday lives. But to me, they were monolithic. I've had people talk to me on the phone that have been like, I've been listening to you for 5 years. It's amazing to get you on the phone. Like, it feels like I'm talking to a celebrity. This is celebrity culture. You know, this is not the case. I'm not hard to talk to. If you want to reach out to me, reach out to me. I will reply. Hello. Hi. Well, what do you want to talk about? I'm nothing special, but I am on my journey. I am on my mission. I am having fun every day, stress-free, ample time to do absolutely everything I want and to figure out and to think about stuff. And then you and I sit here together today on this very podcast and we hash through some of the ideas that I've come up with, some of the things that I've extrapolated upon with regards to the society in which we live, which currently is this food episode, which we went on a money tangent and a nicotine tangent, which to me is priceless. So the food trap, like this poison then profit business, this is how it's kind of delivered. These are the things that we have to think about. The same corporations that engineered the poison now sell the cure. Big food plus big health equals one system. It's like two masks, right? But it's one system. Let food be thy medicine. Now food requires medicine. Like what are we doing here? Here, eat all of this shit. Here's all the food that you know you want. Oh, but you shouldn't eat it. Oh, you should have known better. Oh, now you have diabetes. Wilfred Brimley sold us massive amounts of sugar in the form of oatmeal, and then later in life sold us diabetes medicine. I'm Wilfred Brimley, the diabetes. The wellness illusion. You know, eat organic, keto, gluten-free. These are still fucking products sold by the same machine. So if big tobacco is no longer the number one taxable industry, guess food is. And guess what? Health food is starting to come together. Even healthy food is processed, marketed, monetized. Your wellness is a business model. Like, it's wild. It's wild. And we sit there going, oh, I wish things were different for me. Right? And then you throw the internet on it, the algorithm's paying attention to what you're doing too. And they're like, oh, show this girl some cornflakes. You know, she's going to want some frosted flakes. Hey, these cornflakes are good for you. Let's cover them in sugar. So if it's not about money, what is it about then? This is one of those questions that I'm massively interested in. But they invented money, control, disguised as value. So if money's fake, what are they really after? Right? Now this goes back to, you can't say them, they, like, not like that. You can't, if you're pointing the finger, you're not accepting responsibility. But if you're pointing the finger at them, they, and you understand that you more than likely are them, they, then it no longer becomes, what are they doing to me? It becomes, what lesson am I here to learn? And that's a fascinating shift too. Mentally, you're like, holy fucking hell. All right, we're on to one now. So if it's not fake, What are they after? They compliance, frequency distortion, soul suppression. I believe in all this stuff. Stuff that we're not allowed to talk about. Taking away the fact that they may not be the whole Dr. Evil that we think they are. Come on. Come on. Another one that I had too, another question that I had with all this, and since we're on this, wonderful. Thanks for coming with me down this rabbit hole. I'm curious as to why chemicals exist in the first place. Right? If we live in this realm and if we live in this reality, and if we're supposed to do everything we're supposed to do, how come something exists out here that can chemically bind to something inside your brain and blah, 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 blah? Is that even true? Is it just another suggestion? Are we literally sitting here being suggested to death? It blows me away. Humanity is perfection in motion. Chemicals are distortion. How are chemicals in here if we're supposed to be perfect? Well, therein lies the rub. I don't know if we're supposed to be perfect, right? Every chemical is a deviation from nature. Why deviate? To disconnect you from nature and therefore disconnect you from yourself. It's like they gave us the virus to sell us the cure so that we thank them. And if they, quote unquote, cared about our health, because they have the power to do it, you'd never have to ask. You'd never have to ask why. Right? But here we are sitting asking why. And again, take the power away from them and give it back to yourself. What can I eat? Am I supposed to eat meat? There's quandaries with that. Am I supposed to eat vegetables? There's quandaries with that too. I mean, you're going to tell me that a plant isn't alive when you can legitimately watch the sunflower follow the sun, stare at the sun, change the sun, embrace the sun's energy just as much as you and I do? Right? There's frequencies that plants emit. The psilocybin network as well. The rooting system of all trees. The interconnectedness of all ground. Everything talks to itself. There are plants that have adapted over time. I shouldn't say adapted over time because I don't know that. There are plants currently that exist that have ways of defending themselves. Do you think if something isn't alive, it doesn't want to defend itself? So to all the vegetarians out there that don't eat meat because it's not good for the animals, well, you're eating a plant who once was alive and probably didn't want to get eaten. But at the same time, the fox runs through the field questioning his gluten choices and eats whatever animal's out there, survival of the fittest. Which is essentially what you and I are doing right now too, survival of the fittest. Right? I think if a fox saw a rabbit with a hole blown in it and it didn't taste right and it was like decaying but still quasi-alive or what have you, not even quasi-alive. If a fox came up on a dead rabbit decaying on the side of the road hit by a car, I'm going to say it's probably not going to eat that shit. I don't know. And, there's probably somebody listening going, I've paid attention to what foxes eat on a daily basis. Some of them are scavengers. Some of them are not scavengers. The silver-tailed blue-tipped fox. What I'm talking about is not so much a matter of semantics, but simply a matter of the greater picture. And I'm sure most of you are following along with that. So I say all this, and has he really said anything? Well, sure. He said a lot of things that make you want a quandary. But I'm going to wrap it with the idea that, ladies and gentlemen, we've been lied to about what our food is, about who we are inside the food chain, and about what we're doing. And on top of that, especially in Canada, we're being bled to death on groceries to make us feel shame, inadequate. We can't even afford to eat properly. And if you do want to afford to eat properly, if you want to pay for the health products, hey, look, here's a bunch of shit that you can have for dirt cheap. But if you want this head of lettuce, $8.99. A fucking head of lettuce, $8.99. You know what else was you know what you could buy? You could buy 2 big ass bags of Reese's Pieces for $8.99. Or you can buy a head of lettuce for $8.99. What do you think we're gonna do? It's all a trick, it's all a trap, it's all a thing. And the more you become aware of it, the more free you create, the more freedom you create for yourself. This is the meaning of life. Anyway, that was just me having a thought-processed rant as I'm rummaging through my own field as my own fox, checking my gluten levels. as I try to become the healthiest version of myself. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, come on. Also, if you want to start speaking, if you want to be a podcast host, if you want to be on the show, reach out to us, info@thementalmasteryalliance. But if you've got something to say, and if you want to get into this journey of becoming more and more aware, remember you're doing it for you, not for them, even though it may seem like you're doing it for them. The version of you that gets to become a little bit more. Hit us up. If we can help, we will. Hit me up, Adam at the Mental Mastery Alliance. Go to the Instagram, instagram.com/the Mental Mastery Alliance. We are everywhere. I'm everywhere, man. And I'm going to leave you on this. And it may be a surprise when I say this, but in the infamous words of Red Green, keep your stick on the ice.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode of the Mental Mastery Alliance podcast. Stay connected with us directly through the mentalmasteryalliance.com. You can also join the discussion on Instagram at instagram.com/the Mental Mastery Alliance. Let the team know you're listening by using the hashtag TMMA or tagging us at the Mental Mastery Alliance. To have your voice heard on the show, leave a voicemail or send a text to 647-338-1265. Long distance charges may apply. If you love us, leave us a review. If you hate us, you spend your time in weird ways, but also leave a review. Every review on iTunes tickles the algorithm, helping us grow. Until next time, unity over division. This concludes the most surreal portion of your day.
You got it, Pontiac.